Let's hit it. You might now. Do you typically do give them a post or something, let them know it's on?
Yeah, as soon as I can grab the link, I let them know.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
All right, so I see it and let them know now.
Oh, look at the markets correcting all that mojo from yesterday. It's not terribly surprising. The trading, actually, the day trading in the futures has been quite good, even with the low volume. All right, so, all right. Hey, Tony. Hey. All right, glad to have you guys stop by.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yeah. We're still in the holiday season. I've never been a huge New Year's Eve guy.
Yeah.
That's all right. Always seems a
You mean
little...
you're not going to go freeze your ass off in New York just to see a ball drop for 20 seconds?
No, I know. I couldn't give a shit about the ball drop. I guess I used to party a little harder on it when I was younger on New Year's. It was just an excuse to go out and have a party.
Right.
But now I'm like, fuck, what a hassle. You can't get in anywhere unless you booked it 6 months ago. It's a pain. Cops are out. So it's better to stay either with friends or family.
Yeah.
All right, guys. All right, there comes a few. Appreciate you guys showing up. Wait, how do I say that? Yoka. Mark Lane.
Yoko.
All right. Yoko. Merry Christmas to you guys as well. Hope everyone had a good little break. It's funny.
I need a break from the break.
Yeah, no. Well, you with your little one.
Little one and 5 Christmases.
Yeah, you got a lot of Christmases. You're still doing Christmases. Hey, Damon Lee. Hey, guys. All right, what do we got? 8. Let's try and get 10 viewers. We'll start it.
We were at 11. Now we're losing them.
Yeah, they're like, oh, fuck this. All right. So there's the real Crom. Hey, man. Tony again. All right. Here we go. All right. We'll start it up at 10. I know most people watch it after the fact, so I don't really get concerned about how many are viewing live.
That's seeing the real Crom.
See. Oh, all right. Pronounce seeing. The real Crom. All right. What do we got? Almost there. Oh, God, my ass is starting to hurt. I've been sitting too long. I'm going to do a little stretch here while we're waiting. There's one more. One more gets us. There's Alex. Hey, Alex. All right. Who's going to do it? Who's going to pop it? Does that not happen to you guys? If you sit for too long at your desk, after a while, I get trader's ass. Ugh. Doing some squats here while I wait. Uh-oh, we lost one. Apparently, I just bummed somebody out. There's Idris Seaton.
I got 13 now, so.
Oh, we do? Oh, there we go. Oh, mine says... okay. Let me get rid of the disclaimer. Now that I've stretched out my glutes. Disclaimer goes away. All right, guys. So, not surprisingly, we've got I don't know, 6 or 7 assets that have been posted up here. Everybody's, kind of still in holiday mode. Money Crypto and I were just chatting about it. Is it, does it really matter anymore, right? I mean, so much automation. Are crypto traders really turning their heads away from the market? Probably not. So, yeah, that's right, Eric. I got to stretch that thing. So we'll see. I've been reluctantly kind of reduced my volume in the futures market and all the day trading. You guys know we day trade in there every day. But the markets have been surprisingly good. They're moving. They're volatile. Sometimes with the slighter volume, moves get exaggerated. So it's a double-edged sword. If you're on the wrong side, support may not hold the way you would think it. But if you're on the right side, things get exaggerated. All right, so the usual drill here, guys. Members post up their content, right? Well, of course, members all know this, but for those of you that are viewing on YouTube, and then we review them, and there's very often trade setups in here that are certainly something to consider if you're looking for a trade or if you're tracking an asset. This might be a different view on it. I'd assume many of you are Elliott Wave enthusiasts, and so that's kind of a framework. But as there are some markets right now where the Elliott is it's not contributing. So don't feel like you always need to nail down a count. If it's not there, it's not there. But right here, this is GRT. But of course, James M. This is his retirement account in real time. Oh, I say that in jest, but I know this is one. He and I are both in this one. A lot of potential here, but it's so right. So I know you gave me a couple of comments here as to whether this is going to end up being a triple zigzag. Let's go back out to a bigger time frame here and just take a look. Is there something we could be missing here? And I think that's what he's suggesting. Oh, maybe we get a WX, Y, X, and then we're going to do something like that. That's what he's saying. Boy, if it ends up that will, right, let's see, become a long-term hodler. Oh, where are we sitting down here? Well, again, just if you can simplify, I'd probably do it like that. Just using this little range down here. Okay, well, that's where buyers get interested. That's where we see demand come in. Oh, I think we've looked at this so many times, James. I think I recall this being a 50. So here's the target. So we've got... See, this is one of those examples where there's no so why would you assume it's not going to go there, right? I mean, it's a textbook case, right? We've got to move, right? Remember, this is all the market ever does is swing, retrace, and then one of these sides is going to break. It's all it ever does, right? You can simplify the market down to that. So if you look here, so why would you assume it's not going to this target? Well, that's where the Elliott can be helpful. Oh shit, I got to get rid of that. That's where the Elliott can be helpful. We have a pattern here that we can identify in an Elliott context and then look at it and say, okay, well, this is a pattern we know is prone to repeating. Certainly this could be interpreted a couple of different ways. As he's demonstrating, that there's always the potential, right? If you've got, unless you're in something, you're an impulse where you almost can't count it in any way differently. I mean, you can see his point here that we could have a WX, Y, X, Z. I mean, you very, very much could have that. But right now, that would be an alternate. That would be your bearish alternate. Right now, the diag, it's not textbook perfect, right? Ideally, you'd get this. You would have gone up to get that. Now you're really locked and loaded onto the idea that you got a leading diag. This, I mean, you can understand why it stops there, right? I mean, that's not hard to figure out. Oh... Even if you just use a little market structure. Oh, it looks like you could probably use both of these in here. All right, so a little market structure here. Now, is that bears that are defending there? Well, we know the algorithm's going to fire there. So now it's a matter of saying, okay, well, this is a pattern we know. We can lean into the idea that we've got a leading diag, and then we're going deep for the two. But it's going to need to prove itself here pretty quickly. So let's go. What did you send me, James? You sent me a 4 hour. Okay, so let me get it back to a 4 hour and take a look here, because this is where he's done his TA. Okay, so nice channel here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pings on that channel. You didn't. I think we're not in log here. So we've got a reasonable contender down here for this to be done. You can see the nice work he's put into this. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's your 5. And it's an impulse. It's kind of an ugly one, but it works. A, B, C, D, E. We see we get a triangle into the 4s, waterfall for the 5, nice 3 into the B. It's all very technical, very valid. Nice work, nice detail work in here, James, to nail that diag. So a lot of diags in here. Typically that means the market's struggling to find trend. So at the larger degree. Now, ideally, this is deeper than you would have liked it to go, but you have a technical finish down here. So what can we make of that coming out of there? Okay, so we're going. I've completed 1, expand the bit. Let me get in there. All right, how are we counting this? So this has to go in here. This, oh, what are we doing there? Are you giving me an alternate in here? One. Why do I have another one in there? Must be. Wait, that can't be right. So if that's one A, B, C into the two. Oh, I see. Okay, so it's got to be this. It moved around a little bit. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got a contender here for an impulse in the third off of the 1. We hold the 4. So this is all quite good. Now look at the Vegas wave, right? Always a good reference. Up, we hold, like tap the Vegas wave, and then we pop off. Now he uses, I think it's a, what do you have in there? A 21 and a 12, right? Commonly used, right? You find them in MACDs as well. So 1, 2, what are we doing there? So 1, 2, oh, so you must be giving me multiples here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not sure why that's in there. I'm going to take that one out. Okay, so I've got a candidate here for a 1 that's completed. 1, 2. All right, we're just a little out of order here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, so let's stay with that, right? So there's no reason to. It's a bit ugly. It's not your textbook. Shit, it's not bad actually. So there's a completed impulse here. Oh shit, I'd probably fire up something along. Let's do it like that. Those lines. Well, shit, I don't know where that came from. Oh, that's left over from. Oh, hang on. Here we go. Break the channel. So I think the idea that 1 is done seems very reasonable. So here's the 50. His color's a little different than mine. So we're coming down to the structure here. So we're right. So the supply and demand that we drew, right, based off of that range, look, as we tap it, the edge of it, between the 50 and the 618, and I'd draw this in as well, right? It looks like there's some nice structure in there. Oh, let's put something orangey in there. Oh shit. So orangey. All right, so we're just tapping ping, 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 right? Resistance, resistance, resistance. Is it going to hold? Well, it's starting to look a bit impulsive. It doesn't look like that would be done. So if you look at that, right, so it's just coming down too fast. Typically, so that looks more like you'd have an A going in. Oh, Jesus, that's a 1 hour. Let's see, because there's a 1, 2. So it looks like you got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? It's hard to argue with that. That's a skinny little 1, 2, but if you're down on a 5 minute, probably stand out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's not really what you wanted to see here. As you come into this is the range, right? This is our kill zone. It's too abrupt. So you'd have to, I think, James, we got to consider that here for the bull count. You got to go A, B, be thinking that's on deck. That's what I'd be thinking here. So that kind of sucks, actually, that we're getting that. Now, is this just weakness? Bitcoin's weak today, just in sympathy. I don't think I'd be panicking yet, but it looks like we're gonna, unless we double bottom down here, which we could. That needs to finish. You'd like to see the 50 hold in here. Always a good idea to have the 50 in your RSI, even if you draw it in, or just eyeball here. Where are we? So I'd want the price point there. So we're at the 50. Oh, pardon me. That's the Stokes. Where's your RSI? Here's the 50. We have it marked. So you want to see that get back above. Now rolling over here, you've got the potential for some divergence here. Right, here's the. Right, we're not even close. Same thing here. MACD's crossed back down, so it doesn't look ripe yet. So if I'm thinking about adding here, which I would be, that's a nice use of a channel to have it test from below. Commonly, you'll see that, and you could just kind of look and say, okay, well, the market's been responsive here. So if we come back and test from above and then come back down, then I'd be more interested. We're still, come back to this, we're still in this nice demand range here. What would, right? Obviously, we're going to start to invalidate if we get going too much. Now we're reconsidering the whole count, and then you might be back there thinking, uh-oh, do I have a triple going in? Is this an X, A, B, C? Not time to panic yet, but I'd be sure watching it a little more closely. How far do we go here? So I'd keep an eye on this. I'd put a Oh, I'd probably put an alarm at the 786 just to see, are we going to threaten that? Sorry. Allergies kicking in. So this would be, I've got a pretty good piece of this and not quite what James has. So but I'd be just looking to add down here. I'm playing this long term. So even if we invalidate down here, this would be an accumulation zone if you're just trying to simplify it. This would be watch lists on the green bananas. There's too much still has to happen here, right, for me to be looking for that to be a buy. And I think James would probably agree. It's a good one. Now we need a good two. It'll be time to rip. All right, somewhere down in here. Trying to get that 3 to pop. Now, if you want to be more conservative, just wait for the whatever we get in the 4. Now, did you miss the party if you did that? Well, you missed the ideal entry. You don't have to catch the turn. How far are we gone here? I mean, we're deep. Let's go platinum here. 887. There's room that could come down. So that just again I'd just be kind of waiting, watching. I don't think that's really I wouldn't be buying now. I mean that's. So when I say that, you're leaning into the idea that that's a 5 down. So why would you want to trade into the B? Well, you could, right, if you're scalping, right? I mean, oh shit, what do you got there? 10 cents. I mean, if you lever it up, right? If you're just jonesing for a trade, there's probably a trade to go into that B, but I wouldn't. I'd be just waiting for that to complete. Do we hold here and then kind of get in the 3? And if you want to be even a little more conservative, I'd wait for the 1-2 of the 3. So. One for the watch list, but it's not quite ripe yet. I don't think we'll be back here next week. I'm sure we'll revisit this because I know he'll post it. We'll see how it plays out here. I should leave this just like this, see how it finishes. All right, let me keep moving. Gravity anti. All right, gravity ante, you gave me, I think, I can't tell. Let's see. So this is, oh shit. This is what you gave me, but I think I'm guessing you didn't mean to send me a 1 minute because you sent me a 1 minute chart, which would be, right, that's not going to serve us too well because it could change. Well, shit, it could be changed 3 times while we're looking at it. So my guess is you didn't mean to send me a 1 minute. So what I did here, Gravity, is I just kind of went back in here and pulled it up with your stuff. So this is from your charts, obviously your colors, and just kind of get a bigger picture of it. It's not a pretty Elliott count, frankly. I think you got to go with right now we don't have a diag, but I think this is a force fit here to try and squeeze this into an impulse. Well, you can get an impulse here, right? So this is what makes this a little troubling, right? You can get an impulse right here with a monster rip in the 5, right? But then 1, 2, 3, right? It doesn't work. So I think the way I look at that, looks like I got an A, B, and a C. So I'd be inclined to be looking at it as a diag. Now, we don't qualify as a diag yet. But I much prefer that to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just don't think that's there. So now, would it work here to get a 3 into the 3rd? Well, here's an impulse. There's a clear 3. A, B. These are big rips. This is kind of curious. This is more typical of a diag in that we go to the 1, 2, 7, 1, 3, 8, more common in a diag than an impulse where we go to the 1, 6, 1. It's kind of the same thing here. So this needs to complete. We need to break that 1, which would bring it down to the golden zone. You've got the obvious structure here. Now that's deeper. Oh, pardon me. I'm using that as the last pivot, but if we're going to treat it as a 2 and the 3 is in, let me get this here. Right, so you would have to pay attention to this one. Right? So I just drew this up just to check this one here. Oh, let's go. Oh, God damn it, come here. There we go. Okay, so we've hit the 38 and the 50 here. We come down here. Do you see how the 50 would be on top of the golden zone? It is on top of the golden zone if I flicker on it. So look what's happening here. So from here to here, golden zone. Right? I mean, it's just right. It's just algo driven, right? Everything's algo driven. So we've got an algo reacting here. We've got an algo reacting here. Now you got to pay attention to this one. So you've got two. Well, if this one breaks, you got to go to this one, and then the last one would be down here. This is the Elliott pull. This is just the closest dominant to get a clue on this. So you can see this. Okay, so where's the target? I'm assuming you guys can see that here. So if we come down here, here's the target right here on the 65, where I have the confluence of the 50 from the lower pivot, all teeing that up as a prime spot right there. Now, do we get it? Well, you may not, but you can certainly see a clear path to how the confluence point there would be very appealing. Now, do we get a 3 here? So with that said, what we need here is a 3, right? That's what we need. Right? Then it's, oh, game on, right? As soon as we break that, you want to start looking, okay, do we have a clean 5 here? Do we have divergence? All the things that we would look for as a potential pivot. Once again, no reason to play the hero move here because there's going to be we know there'll be a reaction. This would be the closest dominant, right? And then there's one more down here. So 1, 2, right? If you want to.
It looks like he might have sent the wrong one.
He did?
Yeah, go to Crow on OKX and see if his work is there.
So he did not send me crypto.com?
I think he did. He just is at the wrong exchange. So look at OKX and see if there's work there.
Okay. Well, it'd be interesting to see if that changes it. So let's go to a 3 because I've got his other one over here. So he wants OKX. Okay, let's see. Now, let's go here. So he wants this one. Would that be any different? Oh, fuck, I gotta make a copy. Oh, no, let's see. Do I have, yeah, I'm good. Okay, so pretty much the exact same count. I mean, I'd stick with pretty much everything we were just looking at.
Is his work on that though?
No,
no,
I don't know why.
So go to the very
first. This is what he sent me, and I made a copy of that. And then,
but then you added windows. You added the 3 panels,
and that fucked it up.
Well, you'll just have to go unless he has 3 panels, you can't add 3 panels. So
I can't.
Go to the very first.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Okay, there you go.
Well, that's weird. I don't know why it didn't do it when I first did it. I got the 1 minute, and I thought, oh God, he's not sending me the 1 minute. Well, these are all kind of wonked out here. All right, so now I got his work, which I think he does it on different colors here. Okay, so it looks like he's going with the same. Oh, how are we doing this here? Okay, so we're gonna go 1. Oh, I see. We're on the daily. Okay, and we were pulling it from here. All right, that's the difference. Okay, so I see it. The other one we were pulling from here, and he's looking at. I got it. Okay, I was just going off of what I saw in the copy. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so 1. Oh yeah, you're kind of stuck with that. Well, there's a 5. There's a 3. There's an ugly 5, but it's there. 1, 2. Oh, we got. Yeah, you got to do it as a diag. 1. No, fuck, do we? Yeah, it looks like we do. Yep, we do. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Oh, it looks like triangle 4 there. A, B. Oh, fuck, it wouldn't matter. Down for the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're into the 1. So this is the key pivot here. Oh, shit. What are we doing here? So this is 1. So he's taking. It always kind of fucks me up because you guys do it a little differently than I do. Okay, 1. So there's the 2. Let's stay there. Okay, so 1, 2. We're seeking this 3rd is what we're after here. 1, 2. Okay, so we have it. Okay, so there. Let me zoom in there. So let's go down to 4 hour. Okay, 1. This looks good. 1, 2. Oh, that's a little tricky. That's good work, Auntie. Oh, that's a tricky one. It's good. This is a tough one. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Oh, you're kind of stuck with it, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you got it. 4. Oh shit! You just got to pull it out of there. That's the 5. So A, B, C into the 2, 1. Now this is very tricky in here. Let's look how he's handled this. Oh, A, B, C into the W, A, B, C into the X, A, B, C into the Y. So we get that W, X, Y. Let me brighten that up a little bit. W, X, Y into the B. So we end up here. This is good work. A, B, and then we come down with the 5, right? So it kind of forces you into it because you have to work backwards. Here's the clear 5, right? So this is the key piece of it, right? We're always trying to identify the 5s and the 3s. Well, if you work backwards from that, right, you don't have, oh shit. Now you can't do it. You couldn't go A, B, C, right? So you've got a series of 3s. So this is actually quite creative, right? So W, X, Y into the B. So that's valid. It's good work. So down for this. So this is the key pivot here for the 2. So it's 1, 2 sideways into the 2. So we end up with a complex 2 and a sideways 2. So you'd anticipate sharp in the 4, which we get. All right. Nice alternation here. Looks like that's our center line. I think he does the center line in black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. A, B, C. Looks good. Okay. So, maybe not. Let's see. Can we get 5 in there? 1, 2, 3. Is that long enough? Let's see if we got it. Looks like, well, look, is 1, 2. We are in log. So let's just see here. So let's take that out of log. So it looks like we might be long enough. Let's just double check it. 1, 2, we are. Okay, so 3, you got to make whatever the fuck is there work. Looks like you need to do it this way because you need that 1, 2 there to get the 3, 4, 5. Well, right now it looks, well, you could have a WXY there. That's a little, or it's tough to call that just yet. Is that an ABC? Or the A, but it would be right in line. So if this is our 4 and this is the 1 of 5, I know that's getting a little tricky to see. I'm going to hide that. So, oh, Jesus. That should not surprise anyone. So we pause at the golden zone so you can just, same thing every day. Never changes, right, until they change this algorithm, and it looks like you got it on the top as well. All right, so do you see how the 2 algorithms are working at the same time? So here's one here. This is why I tell you, right, it's the first thing you have to ask yourself. What did this algo do last? You have to know that, or you'll trade right into it, right? So we can see the swing, the 50. Here's first target. Now here's second target right at the golden zone. So we hit the gold. Now this doesn't mean this can't break. It's just you can anticipate. You have to know what it did. And if it's going to hold here, you have enough confluence. You've got the structure, right? So you've got potentially, right? It's always just potentially. Resistance becomes support. Now, can we get out of here? You're going to need a big rip to get out of there. Right? That's always something to keep in the back of your mind, right? So think about what has to happen here. We have to get through all of this. Well, actually, you'd have to do it this way. Okay, so the first thing you have to get through is this. Now, can you do that? 1, 2, 3 would do it, right? That's what you need to get out of here. And that's just, right, if that's the 1, 2, that may not be enough for the 3, so potentially you'd get something smaller if you just think that through, right? So if this is the bigger 4, let's take that. Oh, come here. Let's go up a little bit on that one. Okay, so if this is we're going into the 5. If that's the 1, 2, well, we'd have a golden corner here. So you just start putting pieces together. Okay, there's the 1. There's a candidate for a golden corner. Now, does it hold? Well, volume's popping there a little bit. What do we got below? So there's our RSI is below 30. That's not a reason to be a buyer, but if that starts to curl back around, looks like he's got Weiss wave in here. That's kind of, something's off with it. I don't know why something's not right there. That's okay. These are all compressed. I'm not sure why. No divergence here, really, right? So we're this is farther, obviously, than you'd want, right? That's as far as you'd want to see that go. Now, no divergence here, no divergence here. Is that enough? Well, there's certainly a very low-risk trade there. If you wanted to take that, I am on a 2-hour. I'd want to see a little more muscle come out of there. Partly since we're on this low volume, there's going to be structure right there. So maybe that, right? I'd want to see that. And then maybe you're doing something along these lines right now. Can you get through? Because you would want that to be the one of the third of the fifth. You want something bigger here. If this is going to go 4, we want 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So we're looking for much bigger upside. So if we bring that back and say, okay, well, would that all make sense? Which is something you see me do a lot. You're down here focusing on this shorter time frame, and you say, oh, okay, 1, 2, 3, would that work? And then you got to pull it all the way back out to the bigger time frame and say, well, does that make sense? Would that work if this is the 3 and this is the 4, and I've got the sharp 4 after the sideways 2 that I got? I'm looking for, that, right? So if this is the 1 and that's the 2, this could be the 1, 2, 3 of the 1 of the 3 if we've got targets up here, right? So there's all sorts of upside potential here, all coming off of that golden corner. I mean, it's tradable, but that's how I would do it. Just because of the holiday, lower volume, things can be a little funky. I'd want to see the reaction come right back to structure, right? Where there'll be bears will defend there. They'll try and push it down. Now, as always, if they can't get that pivot, there's going to be stops there. If they can't, we're at a golden zone as well, right? Plus the 618, where the average person is just going to think 618. If they can't do that, that's what creates the 3. Good one. Great. Very nice work, Gravity. I'm glad we finally got to your work. It's very well done. With some very challenging bits in there. I mean, you got to know what you're doing to deal with it. Because otherwise, you look at it and go, oh, fuck, I don't know. And then you just kind of move on. The better you get, there's almost always a way to solve it. If you can't solve it, it's usually because the market hasn't given you enough yet. I get stuck often. Everybody does, right? Any Elliottian. There are times where the market just hasn't revealed it yet. So you put up the best you can muster with the context that would make sense, right? So we've got this nice, big, long 4, and we're just getting started. Now, do we have enough for a trade? Well, there's a golden corner, but I'd want to see more reaction there. I wouldn't just take it just because it's there. Give me the little pop, just a little bit. That one I take. Now, low risk. It's all set. Okay, nice work, Gravity. Let me keep going. Oh, so you gave me the SPY. I looked at this. I don't know if you guys were having this. I was getting weird messages from when I was putting it on the. Yeah, this is what I'm getting. I don't know why the hell I'm getting that. I pay for all that data, so for some reason I was getting that. So I brought it up. Oh, where did I get it? Here now. Let's see. I think you guys will be able. Will you be able to see that? Shit, you won't be able to see that. Maybe you will. Oh, we're on a delay because that's in the window. So I'm thinking. I think I've got a 30-second delay. Let me give me a second. Let me see if I can do it. Okay, so that becomes a third one. Yeah, okay, so you can see it now. So there's motive wave. All right, so now I got to remember to go back to the other one. Okay, so here, Gravity, this is how I just happen to I track a lot of these over in motive wave. So here's how I had it, and I had the same way. This is just a cluster. That's pretty much all you've got to work with here is you're going to expand the B into the C. So 1, 2. Oh, shit, I don't even know if it matters. You could do 1, 2 here. This is really just, it looks like it's unfinished, but 1, 2. All right, so again, is there a way to solve it? I got to take that off. I know that's annoying. Oh, where are you? I don't want crosshairs. That's what I want. There we go. Okay, so 1, A, you got to expand the B to the C. All right, which is just how you had it. If I, let's see, I get yours. Oh shit! Hang on, let me bring that off. I got to go back to yours. Where is it? Fuck. Hang on, I lost you. Where'd you go? Oh, shit. Hang on. It was on. Oh, here it was. It was on one of your. There it is. Okay, so let's get yours first, and then I'll bring in mine. Okay, so I think you have it the same way. So yeah, you do. Okay, so 1, A, B, C into the 2. Here's a completed impulse into the 3, 4, 5. So we're defining the channel here. So here's, as he's noting here, here's the base channel in green that we're working from. So this is October 4, where we have that, essentially you just go into a box here. This is, oh shit, I got my... Let's go back to that, right? So we're just in a, I mean, you could do one to shit, it wouldn't matter. But, can you solve it with Elliott? Yeah, you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the 3, 4, 5. So we're into the 3, 4. That's the 1. So this is the big, which is, I think, now let's see if I bring this over. Do you see that? Oh, fuck, I think you're not seeing that. Oh, wait, I know how I have to do this. Okay, hang on, guys. I'm going to figure this out. So, yeah, that brings you back. Now you can see his. All right, so I guess... It doesn't just come into the window I'm working with. Okay, so here's his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we completed the 1 here. Oh, you essentially, you just got a big sideways block here, right? So we've done this. So we got to dig in there. Now you gave me the 15. So let's go A, B, C into a W. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have the, I took this as the 2. Let's see. 1. Okay, that's all right. So W, how are you getting this? How are you getting an X in here? Let's just take a look here. So I got you that you want to see that support hold on the retrace. How are you getting that X in? Okay, all right, that's creative. Okay, so here's what he's doing. He's going A, B, C. Here, I counted it a little bit differently, but I think we get to the same spot here. So the size of the A relative to the BC would make me pause a little bit here. So I would count it a little differently. I would do it this way. I would go into a 1. Oh, what have I got? W, X, Y into the 2, although we go down here. So that's how I've got it. W, X, Y, or shit, it could be A, B, C. But this is fine. So let's see, for W, X, Y, what are you thinking here? I'm thinking, why would you have the Y there? So we need okay, W, X, Y. So we're going to truncate the Y. Interesting. Okay, so you're going to go, fuck, how are you doing this? Where's your 1? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the 2. Okay, so we get to the same location, right? So I just counted it a little differently. So I did it, as I just showed you, as a, I think you could simplify that, Gravity. I think you're overly complicated here, right? I mean, it's definitely, you're, flexing some skills here. But I think it's more, just for your own benefit, I think that's more complicated than it needs to be. Okay, but we get to the same location. Then we get to a 2 here at structure, right? So here's not hard to miss where you might anticipate this holding here. Now coming off of that, I got a C in there, what you're doing. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. You use those giant. Yikes. Okay, so there's a, how can I get in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so there's a 1. And let's go up to micro here. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Ooh, you're kind of squishy. You're getting squishy in there. Let's try that again. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Feels like a force fit right there. Wait, now there are times where, Jesus, I don't even think you can get that on the 1 minute. Can you? That's a toughie in there. Oh fuck! Now I'm gonna lose it. Let me go back here. I didn't mark it. Let's go back here. If I don't do this, I can't find it. Let's just see if we can get it on the 1 minute. All right, where's my mark? Okay, there we go. All right, so maybe you're down on the 1. Okay, I see what you're after. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Again, it just feels like you're overcomplicating when you don't need to. Oh shit, that's here. Let's come off the 1 minute. That gets a little crazy. I mean, the problem with the 1 minute on an Elliott count is it's changing so often. Here's what I think. I think you're just in the 1, right? So I think this is all just the 1 of 2 of the 3. Or so if it's 1, 2, I mean, if this is just getting us to the 2 here, looks to me like you haven't had much of a. You've had almost no separation, right? So that we've watched this over the last week. The indexes have just gone straight fucking up, right? It's just, for whatever reason, right? That's a whole nother conversation. Oh, let's just see here. If I mean, oh God. Yeah, let's just zoom in one more time. Again, I just think this is just overly complicated. Now, I don't want to discourage. If you like to dig into that kind of detail, I mean, it seems to be working for you. I don't want to discourage that. But for the average trader here, I don't think you need that much complexity in here. So here's what we've got. Really, just where do I have a correction? There's one. There's one. Is that really a correct? I mean, maybe you have one here. But I appreciate you going through all the effort to try and nail every swing down. I don't think you need to though. 1, 2, right? So then you'd have to go 1, 2. That's a lot of 1, 2s. I'd be inclined to be just thinking this is just the 1 of the 3 that's going in. So even just based off of the corrections, where do I have corrections? 1, 2. Okay, maybe 1, 2. I mean, it's mighty shallow, but this 1, 2 would be solid. 1, 2. Jesus, you just have so little to work with in there. 1, 2, right? Is that a 2? I mean, it's a correction, right? There's an ABC that's there. So 1, 2. I'd be inclined. So again, there's the subdivision. This is the one I think you want to pay attention to. 1, 2. This, I don't really think that's there, but okay. 1, 2. Now, can we get an impulse to here? Nope, doesn't look. It looks like that's just a 3. So I see what you're doing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Again, that's when you hear yourself counting it out that way. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. You got to pause there and say, wait a minute, because what you're just by counting it that way, you're implying such a bullish count that it would make you pause for a second and say, wait a minute, is there another way I can consider this? Here's I have. Here, let me bring this. I have it this way. Let me bring this over here. Again, I think it's a little overly complicated. Okay, so 1, 2, right? So 1, 2, that looks like a decent 3. Oh shit! Here, let's go. You're still here. Here would be the 1, 6, 1, 8 off of this 1, 2. You guys can see this. Yes. So this is what I'd be targeting here. There's 46, 486. This is the SPY. So 1, 2, sharp, complex. 1, 2, 1, 2. Is that going to be the 3 relative to this 1, 2? Well, nothing says it couldn't be. Again, here, this is just what I was just looking at. All right, so there's a little correction. There's a little correction. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more kick gives you a 5. Now, is it the 3 relative to this 1? It doesn't quite look like it. Like that 3 is enough, right? So you potentially could have the 1 of the 3 going, which seems to be what you're implying. So let me get yours back on here and get that off. Come here, off of here. If you guys are trading the S&P, we're at those places where it's, we're at all-time highs. It's so far, it just feels like, God, it's so far. It's too far to buy. It's too soon to sell. There's really nothing suggesting that we've got any sort of topping. I mean, the other thing to think about here is just from the low, just give me a regression channel. When I break this regression channel, maybe I start towards a 2 here because we don't have a decent 2. Here's what I'm after. right, for the next long-term buy, bring it in down here where I can kind of track off of this. That would make more sense to me. Bring it down. I'd be inclined to think this is just a self-contained impulse. Again, just trying to simplify. Not saying your count is inaccurate. It's just I think it's overly complicated. So simplify if you can. So this looks like this is an impulse. The additional benefit here is if we stay within this regression channel, you want this to complete here, and then when it breaks, we want that to be the start of the 2. So maybe it does that. I'd be looking for this, right? Whenever it comes, right? Whenever it comes, that's where I'd be looking next. Now you're looking for this to hold, which would make sense. So if indeed it's 1, 2, and we're still working for the 3, 4, 5 down here to test it, that would work. Well, all right, let me keep moving. That's good work, Gravity. That's great effort to go put all that detail in, but just keep in the back of your head, can I simplify this? Is there a way to simplify and not get so caught into every little swing? Just a suggestion. All right, let me keep going. What do I got? Oh, Grant F gave me one. Okay, so Grant, here this is, we have a shorter number, and this is typically, right? So here's Grant F saying, hey, I'm taking the holidays off from trading for some family time. Good for you. No trade setups for me this week, but lots of people on social media calling for the forward to moon right now. So I took a quick look and came up with a hypothetical super bear count. Well, that's actually, he puts an LOL on that, but that's really not a bad way to think of it, because if everybody is bullish, it's like, you're in the boat. Oh, that doesn't look right. That looks like Grant's, or that's James. Why did that happen? All right, hang on a second. Why did I get that? Copy link. Let's try again. There it is. Okay. So everybody's super bullish. Well, Grant is going to show us a couple things here to consider. Well, so right off the bat, we get a deep corner, right? So it's not a golden, but eventually we get a corner. Once we get the corner and we start to move away from it, boom. I don't think there's ever been a live stream where I haven't shown that several times. Now that looks like it may be technical as well. See how we look there. In between,
Hey, did you mute yourself?
shit, sorry. This looks like there's an impulse there. So that could kick a little further. Let's see what he's saying here. Happy New Year. Chart is just for fun, but I would be careful buying up here. Well, he's quite accurate here. I mean, that's the same idea here, right? Is that really where you want to buy it, in between the 50 and the golden zone, as we've just pinged a median line? If you're among that group that thinks that it's going to moon, that's where you want to buy it. Let it moon. But don't, see, if you buy it here, you're making the assumption that it'll just keep going. It's just, this is hopium here. So if you're buying here, first, okay, we broke the 50. Now it's going to break the golden zone, and it's just going to keep mooning. It just gets to be unrealistic. Markets just don't do that, right? Without some major significant news driving it, right? We're not really in the, there's the hunt. Oh, that's kind of, what's he doing? He's got he already had it marked. I see. He already had it for me here. Right, here's the 100, the 1, 2, 3, 50, 1, 6, 1, 8, 1, 7, 5. I don't know that I'd be going balls deep on a short there. But that said, the technical pattern certainly doesn't support getting bullish here, right? So so perhaps you thought, let's see if there's another way we can count this. Oh shit, that's a 5 all day. So you'd have to be thinking, oh, that's a 5. I think you're kind of stuck with this. Well, what do we really see here? Really what we've got is just a big box. Now here's a little pop through it, but I'd be interested, if I was going to get long, I wouldn't touch it until we had something to retrace it that was decent. Now, I'm a retracement trader. I would never buy that under any circumstances. There's nothing that would get me to buy that there. No, I don't trade that way. We don't teach that. I'm looking for the reaction here. So bring it to something. Give me some of this, right? If I wanted to be a buyer, I might do it that way. But that I don't think I would buy that, right? I might be interested down here. Now, does that seem like, oh God, is Ford going that low? Probably not, but a technical pattern on the weekly is not bullish. What's my anticipation would be we stay range bound here. This is, and now unless this does that, then you'd have to be thinking, okay, maybe there's a way to count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But if you got that, let's just assume you did, right? So okay, right? I was dead ass wrong. It kept going. You had the ABC. I don't even know how you'd finish this. You'd have to get the correction complete here and call this a 1, 2 when you're ripping for the 3 there. Boy, that's a... Maybe you could go ABC into a WXY, but you're force fitting to accommodate your bias. So maybe you could WXY it and go ABC, but so that's probably what you'd end up doing. Right. If it does this, a year from now, we'll be back, because this is a weekly chart. We'll be back here doing that very same thing. Okay, well, it looks like A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, right? So you're kind of accommodating what your bias is over here, and be careful about that, right? So in my view here is there's just no trade here. There's nothing to do here unless you want to take the risk that it's just going to keep going straight up, and that's 1, 2, and there's a big 3 coming, right? So here would be, oh, if that's 1, 2, big 3 coming up here is 1, 6, 1, 8, 1, 7, 5, all of that. So is the market going to do that? I wouldn't want to bet on that myself, right? But again, now down here, would you have known to be a buyer down here? Well, that's kind of a tough call, right? How would you have known, right? Maybe you're playing off of some of that. I don't think you would know, right? And you didn't get much until you got here. So that would have been a tough trade. Now, we are out on the weekly, right? So nobody's likely trading off of the weekly. So here you can see a little bit better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a candidate for the 1, 2. We're going to keep going. Well, if it did, again, you're going to be back here thinking, okay, I got to turn that into a WXY. It's the only way you could do that via an Elliott lens. So I don't think he's really teeing up a trade here for us, but just demonstrating that we are at a spot where I'd be careful about any longs if you were thinking about it. Okay, let me keep moving, because I know that's not probably a very small percentage of people looking at Ford on a weekly. Okay, ZZ Anderson's giving me quantum. Oh, I have this. Oh, shit, I'd have to find it. I was just looking at this. Okay, so let's get over to ZZ. He always gives us good stuff. Quantum on crack. Ken. Okay, we got an EMA cross thing going on. Okay, so we got, yeah, you're right. Right, what do you do with that? Oh, that's a cluster, right? So he's following what I will often do, right? So here's how do you count that? There's really not a count there now. So unless there's something else going on here, we're going to come after that pivot and you trade this as an ABC. You're kind of stuck with some shit there, right? At least not perfect. Don't expect it to be. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Looks like, so either you truncate down there. I don't think that's ripe yet. Yeah, so as he's noting here. Yeah, it looks like that's not even to a 50 from this side. It's not too far off. Well, you lost the sell side algo. That's a bummer. Okay, so let's, for the bulls, I should say. Do we have to go log here? I think we do. Let's go. Let's look at this in log. So here's our COVID low. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Okay, right. So the 1, 2. There's an impulse in there. He's right. All right, so there's 1, 1, 2. You probably have to do 1, 2, 3. That's kind of ugly. 4, 5, but it works. A, B, C into the 4. I would. That's almost the same kind of problem. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, you can't do it that way. 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2. You're a little fucked there. Let's see if there's another way to count that. Well, shit, doesn't even matter. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go with the pivot here. A, B, C into the 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks good. A, yeah, that's tough. A, B. Is there another way we could do this? Can we do it as a WXY? WXY. A, B, C. We might be able to do a double there. Because you could probably dig a 1, 2 out of that. So that's ZZ. So looking at that, there's an ABC in there. You could go AB. Oh fuck! What could we do? We could do WXY. Oh shit. That's toughy here. So if this is the X, A, B, C might be what you're looking at. So if you have to come back here, you're probably turning this into a combo. Looks like one more down. Oh, that's why. It was in log, right? He didn't give it to me in log. Okay, so whatever I brought up wasn't in log. So there's a 5 that's trying to complete here. So this is not bad. So this is what he's after there. Right, you got, obviously that's market has been responsive here. It's been resistance, support. Now, can you get support again? Again, if you can simplify, this is what I always try to look at it like this. Right? Okay, what am I doing? I'm going sideways. I'm not progressing the trend. I've got something impulsive here. Now I'm just working through the correction. So, within that box thinking, okay, that would make a lot of sense. Right now we start to go. All of this consolidation. What do we got down here? We got an RSI. I thought he had volume up here. Let's see what the volume looks like. Nothing really telling here other than just a lack of volume. So if we come down here and you get a little reaction, you'd certainly like to see some buyers come in and be reflected down here. See some push in the buying. I'd likely just do the same thing. I would typically tell all of you guys the same thing, right? 1, 2. Now, if they can't get that creates the 3. Then you're out of there. That's actually pretty good setup there. Other than barring the having to squeeze something in there, I wouldn't shy away from that just because of that. Did we get? I think I looked at this. It was almost to the 50. Yeah, now if we go into log scale, right? So that was what was missing, right? So I thought that looked. So there's your golden zone reaction does not get to target, right? So don't remember, just because you get that reaction doesn't mean that it goes there. It just means you got a reaction. Now here's the break, right? So what you deduce from that is, well, you've broken the sell side. So you still have the buy side. Right, so it's bull's ball here on that break. So the last thing that happened here, we broke the sell side. So this guy is out of the game, right, on this side. And there's been nothing. That's too far. That's too shallow. So there's nothing here. You're not fighting a sell side algo here. So if you got down here, that one looks like it's teeing up for it to come down here nicely. Right now, look for the reaction. So now look at that. Right, you can just look at what am I going to have to deal with right off the bat. So if it comes down here and we get this. Well, right off the bat, you got to deal with these guys. These guys are going to press it, right? They want more down, so you got to get these guys trapped on the short side. So you got to get them in trouble. Well, fuck up. Then they start to panic. They got to cover. Now the next thing, all right, you just kind of map it out. What's the next thing you're going to run into? These guys. These guys will be right there defending. right? They're trying to push it down. Okay, so if I can get one, if I can get this to go and I can get in here, one. Now, what do they want to do? If it starts to retrace here, they're after those stops. If they can't get it, no, 3, 4, 5. Now, you'd still say, oh, we're still in the box. But I'd feel a whole lot better, right? So 1, 2, that's not going to be 3. You can just envision, right? There's going to be stops sitting right there. Now, is that fuel, or more typical? What would happen here is this is liquidity here. They'll take it up. Now they're going to suck in retail. This happens every day, millions of times and millions of it. This is a time frame asset. The suck in. They got liquidity here because of all the stops. They get everybody thinking, oh, we're mooning. Panic cover. That's what creates the 2. There's your 3, right? If you got to here, what are they looking for? Same thing, right? They're trying to get it down here to get to those stops. If it retraces, right? This is why. See, this is a good example. This is why you want to be a retracement trader and not a breakout trader, because you're not vulnerable to this. What market or exchanges or whoever the liquidity provider is, right? It's a little different in crypto. It's the exchanges. You don't have a market maker, but you could just use what Wyckoff would call it, the composite man. It doesn't need to be a man or a person. It's just liquidity providers. Right now, the exchanges in crypto provide liquidity. So this is the liquidity grab to bring it back down here. It's the same thing happened here. Look, do you see how the exact same thing happened here? Right. So when we got there, now what are these guys thinking? Oh, moonshot. Up. Oh, we're going to grab a bunch of liquidity. Right. I mean, I actually didn't see that. There's the exact example, and here it is again. Right? Do you see how they do this? Right? It's really pervasive in FX, but it's the same, right? Futures, crypto, same thing, right? So we're going to run the stops. That's liquidity here because there's stops here. Oh, fuck, right? Now they got a panic dump. They got to shit, right? They got to sell. Same thing, right? That's the same thing here off of these stops. Oh, up we go. Oh, no, fuck. Got to cover. And it'll be the same thing down here, right? It'd be the same thing, right? We're down here. So these guys, oh, we're going to the floor. We're going down. There's a liquidity grab here. There's stops that are sitting there. Every pivot, there's going to be stops. Here, just look at it. There's going to be stops right under those 2 pivots. I can fucking guarantee you. Look at it, right? So if you were long here, where's your stop? Well, let me rephrase that, right? Because you guys would know better. Retail, where's retail going to put their stop? I guarantee you they'll put it 1 tick under the 618. They'll look left and say, oh, man, that should hold it. And then they've been taught to put it 1 tick or 2 under the 618. They don't know about the 65. They don't know the golden zone. So the same thing's going to happen to them here. You don't know that, but it creates the potential to get played here. Right? It happens all the time. That's. Oh, we're going down. Oh, I got to cover. Oh, wait. Oh, we're going down. That's what creates the 3. We're going down. Oh, this time it's going to get it this time. Up it goes, right? And then they have to cover again. Same thing over and over and over and over. There's no market where you don't see it. Nothing, right? It's just very consistent. It's how the market moves. So, boy, I'd be teed up here. This looks, if you got this and we start to go, I'd be in there. I've been watching this one as well. So good. That's very good work, ZZ. Well, he always posts good quality. But yeah, I like what you did here, right? If you're back here, how are you going to label it? That to be your problem spot. Good work, ZZ. That's a good setup here, guys. I'd have that on your A watch list because we don't have far to go here for that phenomenon. Oh, Diamond Lee's giving me Bitcoin. All right, what are you thinking in Bitcoin? Let's take a look here. Let's see here. Okay, so we'll leave quantum for a minute. And I'm getting a 4-hour on Bitcoin. Okay, let's take a look. Let's save that. I think this is, didn't give me an image. So I'm just kind of assuming this is what we're looking at. Okay. Right, so this is the question, right? We were all looking at this going, okay, what is it? Right? Does that work? Well, the only downside here, you didn't get much of a. Right, you got a very clear ABC in the 3. And it kind of left you hanging here. Well, let's back up a little bit. Well, so there's a couple of things to think right there off the bat. So remember, a truncation is last resort. Absolutely last resort. If nothing else works, right? You just can't get anything else to work. That's all wick, right? So there's, even if you did a line chart, right, and you're thinking that's the 3, that's the lowest close. There's an ABC, 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 ABC. Well, what else could it be? Right, so I just did a series of ABCs. What else could it be? W, X, Y, X. Same problem, right? You don't get a good finish unless this is it's all part of a bigger correction, right? Is this part of a deeper correction? It remains to be seen. So, okay, but let's just stay with that. So you got here, and just play it forward. Diamond Leaves knows what he's doing. So he's just come to the conclusion, right? So based off of this, because, oh shit, I think this was, here, well, we just broke it, right? Based on the way he drew it. So let me get that off of there. Okay, so is that a 5? Is it a 5? Right now, let's go down to a 1. It's kind of the same problem, right? Well, let's see. So the 4 would have to go here. A, B, C, maybe it's a bit of a squish to get that in. That looks like a 3. Okay, the 1, 2 looks good. 1, 2, 3. It's not great. Okay, so right off the bat, you see, okay, what would give you pause? Okay, so we get a more complex 2 relative here. We get this little. No, so my problem would be the 5, right? So I might. Hey, let's just look at what. Just again, not to suggest your count is wrong. Let's just look at what else. How else could we look at this? Well, it occurs to me that you might look at it this way. Can you get that? Oh, is that really there? What are we on, a 1? Let's go, let's just do this. I don't lose my place. Let's go to a 15. What do we really have there? 1, 2. That looks like a 4. Just out of curiosity, can we actually do it? Let's see if we can. Can we get a 5 here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, maybe you can't do it. See, that's a 3, right? We're down to a 15 minute. So are we calling this the 5? That makes me a little uneasy. Okay, so let's you don't really have a 5. That's your problem here. Okay, so here let's go up a degree. Oh shit, I can get stuck here. Okay, let me be conscious of that. 1, oh fuck, come here. 1, 2, 3. God, there's no fucking finish here. 4, 5. Okay, let's consider that as a possibility. Let's go white here. Okay, could we have a 3 here? And then I'm trying to match the size of the 2. Do I have it there? The size of the 2 with the 4. So if the 4 is deeper, you'd have better symmetry there. Now, let's just check here. So the first question is it long enough? If that's the 1 and that's the 2, oh, and that may be why he did that. So I gotta use mine here. I like to see that line that I'm drawing from. Okay, so, well, you could, it looks like 3rd would not be the shortest here. So let's just check that. If this is the 3 and this is the 4, yeah, you could get away with it. But that's such a fucking 3. I don't want to put it there. 1, 2. I'm going to go here. W, X, Y. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just consider that. Would that work any better as a 1? No, that's kind of looks like that's a 5. I don't know if that's making it better. Could this be 1, 1, 2? Well, you already have the overlap here. This right here, Bitcoin is tough to get a handle on. You may not have a clean count yet. Here's the biggest problem in the whole thing right here. That is a 3. I'm on a 15-minute. You can't squeeze that into a 5, right? So that swing is dictating everything that comes off of that. You can't finish it there. Well, fucking. Oh, can we? Can you go 1, 2? I don't think so, right? You just straight up. So you're a little fucked there. Okay, so let's think about what we could do. A, B, C. So WX, we could do that. WX. We're gonna go Y down here to the 4. I don't love it. Into the 5. Same problem. It's not a, well, there's a 5, right? So, but it looks like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So this we can finish here. This we can't. Okay, 1, 2, 3. That looks like a 4. So it looks like you need more there. So already you're kind of questioning. It looks like that's 3, 4-ish material, right? So the 2 can't be in yet. Let's go back to a 30. So here's the big question mark. Did we finish here, right? Are we starting a new trend? Oh, I think we're already past the golden zone here. we are. Well, let me be more specific, right? So here, from swing low to, from this pivot to this pivot, there's the break, right? So what do we do when we break, right? We have to go back 1. Because that's what the algo will do. It'll just go to the next dominant. So dominant low to dominant high, we're approaching the 50. So maybe you get your A and done down here. On the assumption that remember you're saying a lot of things here that make you pause. Okay, Bitcoin is gonna finish with a truncated 5th. Okay, right off the bat, I don't like that. Okay, so but let's just allow for it. If this is a 3-4 and we're going to truncate the 5, and that's a pretty sizable truncation, right? To only finish here. All right, now we're saying that we're coming off of that with an impulse. Well, it's a squeeze, but okay, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It ain't pretty, but okay. Now what's coming off of that? 5 down. And I've already taken out the 2. So already this is starting to look a little bit, oh shit, right? So we're going to get something like this. Now we break the buy side again, right? So this is, I don't think it's the timing is right for Bitcoin just yet, right? I'm already just thinking ahead to Friday. Unless something changes, I didn't do anything in here. Another way to look at it, right? Can I simplify it? What are we doing here? Sideways, right? We've had the one pump wick or liquidation wick, but since that, sideways, right? Sideways for the holiday. Now, until we get out of this, I don't think there's any reason to be chasing a trade in here. Why, right? It's tempting, right? Oh shit, look, it broke. It's under 50, right? It's tempting. But here, you got to be, the technicals have to lead your thinking. Right, so until here, even if we expand it, right, we're just between 2 golden zones. Here's the last dominant to that low. You just, why would you take a trade in there? There's no, and even using the Elliott here, that's 5 down. So I said, unless you did finish it the way you had it, Diamond Lee, unless this is going to be the C of the 2 in that clear 5, okay, maybe then it goes. But good God, would that Bitcoin isn't typically that spastic, right? It's a lack of a better way to say it. It usually there's cleaner finishes here. This is kind of ugly. We're going to truncate. Really, is that an impulse? Okay, maybe. And I got a 5 down. I think you're on hold here until it gives us more info, right? At least let one side break, right? Who's going to break first? Then you'll get some clues. if anything, oh God, see, I don't like this diamond. Like, see, you're trying to do this 3, 4, 5. That's what you're saying is going to come off the low. It's the 5. That's the problem. You can't get it to finish. It just doesn't. It doesn't. Right. Even this is a stretch. So there you go. I think you're on hold here until one of these sides breaks and we get some sense of where the momentum is, and one of the algos gets retired. Right. Note the target is right on top of the 65. So Bitcoin's got some work to do. Okay, last one. We'll be done here. So it'll be a short. Hey, I know Money Crypto. You got to go. Oh, you got a few minutes here.
Yeah, I got time.
Okay, and then the last one up here. I got Chris NL with Cardano to Bitcoin. Oh, glad to see some spreads against Bitcoin coming in. All right, what are you thinking? Chris NL, he knows what he's doing. So let's take a look here. Maybe give us a setup. Okay. Oh, we're getting a 3-day. Interesting. Okay. Oh, we got a nice note. Hi, guys. Been a while since I posted, but I'm still here and doing fine. Good. I'm holding from 652. Oh, good for you. I'm missing something for possible. Or is this the most probable? Thanks, guys. Best wishes. Oh, love Chris. I know. Okay, so I'm going to hide that. All right. So what are we doing here? Well, we don't have much history. We are on a 3-day. So right off the bat, right? So again, you're just trying to simplify. What are we doing? Right? Really, are we doing anything other than going sideways here? I mean, with the data that we have, it's just one big, okay. Got a big sideways. I know we can get more history than what we have on Binance, but okay, let's work with it. So, I see what you're doing here, right? This is just wick scrap. That's just sideways fuckery. Okay, so 1 ABC into the 2. I like that. Okay, so here's something that I talk about a lot that I want you guys just it's not that this can't be the outcome, but just be mindful of this, right? If there's a cleaner way to get it. So look the way the count goes here. Here's the 2. So we're going to go 3, 4, 4, 5, right? So what that says to me is that this part is disconnected from the 1, 2. I want the impulse to stay within that channel, right? That would be ideal Elliott channeling guidelines. So even if you did it more typically, if you did it this way, right? Oh, fuck, we're in log scale. That's a pain in the ass. Okay, let's see if I can get that. That is the annoying part of being in log scale. You got to do it like this. You got to do it with trend lines. And then you got to kind of eyeball for, that's a bit more, I mean, even if you don't have to be exactly parallel there, did it along those lines. Okay, so now I'm a little bit more comfortable with now that makes sense to me because I'm not detaching the 1, 2 from the 3, 4, and the 5. I want them to all be self-contained within that channel. So from here, I'd be looking for this to come out here. So I'd be thinking, I'm kind of drawing it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks to me like this. I want this all to be self-contained. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Even if it's 5 here, or if this is A, B. So fuck, we'll have to go in there and look. But I just want to make that point because I see people they'll give me counts like this a lot of times. It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's just, as Elliott talked about, the wrong look, right? You want them to all, if you can get them contained in that channel. So that makes me think 1, 2, 3. We're in the 4. We didn't complete here. So let's dig in there and see how he's counting that. Okay, 1, 2. Well, you don't have much of a 2. All right, so just as I laid it out here, I would still lean into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to complete the 3. So I would move this over. Now, when I say that, Chris, I'm just giving you an alternate here. Your count may be just how it plays out, but I would do it. I would do it this way, just for those reasons as I laid them out. I would put the 4 in here. I'd put this 4 over here. I'd put this 3 up here, and I'd have to deal with that subdivision here, but I won't take the time to do that right now. I'm gonna give us a little more room here. Okay, there we go. Now I start to like this, at least the shape of it a little bit better. Okay, let's get rid of that. 2, 3, 4. Now do we have it there? And we got a lot of lines on here. Oh, he's got a little money magic, right? So I see what that is. Okay, so let me get rid of this one. Wait a sec. Why do I have that there? Well, we've already broken it. So okay, so if this is the 2. Oh, you're looking for the short. Let's check you out. Okay, so let's just check here. If this is the 3 up here, well, what have we done right here? So right at the 38, right? So it's an ideal spot for a 4 here, if that's right. Now it looks like we can finish here, but it looks like he's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Do we have a correction there? Oh fuck, we are on the 3-day. Let's take that down a little bit. Oh, yeah, I see your problem here. Yeah, I got you. Okay, that is. Okay, so he's looking for the ABC. So if this is the 4, well, I'd be thinking that. Well, not as a C, but let's just think about it. Oh, this is a toughie. Okay, so let me do this so I don't get lost. Let's put this right up here. Okay, so let's go down to a 4 even. Yeah, this is a bit of a grind down. Well, right off the bat, you can see the challenge for the Elliottician here is thinking, okay, well, even if you're thinking 1, 2, A or ABC, boy, that's pretty ugly. It's not really what you want. A, B. That's pretty much all you got. You'd have to do an ABC here. 1, 2, 3. So this looks pretty good here. 3 A, B, 4. Oh. It's not much of a finish there, but see, there's another 4 that he's got in there. Let me brighten that up a little. So there's his 4 off of the larger 1, 2. Right in notice the Vegas wave, right to it. Now there's a break. I'd be ill at ease on this one. 1, 2, well, or it could be A, B, and then I'd be thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is probably how I'd do that. So if I label that up, because I want it B, C. Oh, let's go minuet here. I'll put it in green. This is an alternate, Chris. All right, so if we're starting to go here, I'd be careful about that one. So the alternate is we're just doing it as, oh, you've got your waves on that one. 1, 2. If I got an impulse here, I'd be kind of considering here. Now, of course, it could be the ABC, right? So here, whether it's if it's A or 1, right? We won't really know, because this is so lacking clarity. You wouldn't lean into that as an ABC with conviction, right? So if you're going to trade this. If I were going to trade this based off of that ABC, my size would be lighter here until I got some clarity what comes next. But we'd end up with the same. Well, shit, I'd long it here. I'd be long here, right? Look at all this consolidation here on the edge of the value area. If I got that, I'd be longing. But you're suggesting here that you're looking for the sell up here at the golden zone as we come to that right there, which is all tied to the fact that this is, you're just as I'm uncomfortable with it as an ABC. It's not a great 1, 2, 3, 4. Either way, it's kind of ugly. So there's 2 thoughts. One, okay, if it's not there, right? What do we want, right? We want this, right? We want nice ABC, right? And the market gives us that. So when it's, unless you're in it and you're trying to scramble, like, oh, what could it be? If you're not in it, I'd need this, right? Then I'd look at the long. I don't know that I'd be looking at the short here. I might, put that whole thing in context. And remember, you gave me a 3-day here, but down to these lower time frames, because we're in log scale, so I can't even do it. I'd put another channel on it, right? Something like this. With that break now to test, if I got a golden zone here, oh, pretty good free draw. If I got that, I'm a buyer. All right, let's see if we end up at the same spot. Well, if you got that, I can bring this over. We might end up with the same trade. But I'd be interested in that long. But I see you're thinking. Right now, so let's see how that plays if we step back from it. And that's probably hard for you guys to see. Let's go to an 8-hour. Oh, that's probably hard to see. But again, do you see what I'm seeing this, right? So 1, 2, 3. Now, is that the 4? Right, boy, it sure sets up nicely, right? You'd have a much better looking impulse if that's what you got there. So that's why I'd be. Well, of course, it's going to depend. What's Bitcoin doing, right? What does Cardano look like against the dollar, right? I mean, it's not going to be radically different than this, but I don't know that I would be shorting there. I might be taking profit on the long as you hit the golden zone and the median line, if you got that. But then I'd wait and see what happens there. If it keeps going, oh, I know I've got the 3 going in, right? If I get this, if it comes down and I start to do this and I overlap that. On that one, I might take the short, looking for that. But either way, it's not, because this is sloppy. I would be cautious in here because I don't like that, right? And there's too many things where it's good, right? Where you don't have to wonder, oh, what the fuck is that? Whereas here, oh shit, who knows? Until we get this, until we get whatever's coming next, we don't know what this is because it's not making it obvious, right? Why trade it unless you're in it, right? And you're trying to figure it out. All right, there we go. I know Money Crypto's got to go, so I don't think we have any requests. I guess not. So that's our lesson.
No, I didn't see any requests. So
okay, all right. Well, it's
slow.
Holiday, right? Everybody's shit. We'll probably have lower viewership here as well. But hopefully you guys get a little nugget or two out of this. That's our goal. Maybe you find a setup that looks good to you. And just a reminder, right? Well, number one, you can always join us for free. That right? I assume most of you know that. You come in, you get access to the white belt. That's about 4 hours of training, right? Test yourself, right? See if you can get. A lot of people come in, they just assume, oh fuck, I got it. I know some Elliott. I'm good, and they fail it. All right, so don't take that for granted. Then you make a decision. By then, if you're in on the free side, well, you'll see there's a pretty good amount of dialogue in the free channels. But if you want to go beyond that, well, then you got to consider, do I want access to the rooms or do I want to keep going in the belt system? Different price point, but the social is, we think, pretty reasonable for what you get from that. All the trading, everything but the upper belts. You get everything else. So that's an alternate, and that way you can get in, you can ask other members, what's it like in here? What's the experience? I always tell people, never take my word for it. Ask the other members. Oh, holy shit. What just happened? Did the market just... Oh shit! Maybe that's a bad tick. The SPY just gave me. What I got here? Did something happen in the SPY? Do you guys see that? There's a 1 hour. If that's not a bad tick, that's something. I'm not seeing that. That's a pretty good rip down here. I don't see that. I think that's a bad tick. Something happened there. All right, guys. Let's wrap it up there. Oh shit. Where did it go? There we go. Okay, you guys have a good weekend. Or what? Fuck, where are we? I don't even know what day it is. What's today? Tuesday?
Tuesday, yeah.
Tuesday. Have a good week. Hey, no, tomorrow now. Are you on tomorrow, Monty? Or are you just doing it with the members in the competition?
I don't know.
You're not sure.
That's
all right.
I haven't thought that far ahead.
Yeah, I got you, man. No need to worry about that. But members, you'll get updated here as to what he's going to do or if he's going to do anything. But I'll be back on Friday. I'll do Bitcoin. Oh fuck, that's New Year's Eve. Yeah, I can squeeze that in. All right, I'll be back on Friday for Bitcoin